you guys remember Kaceytron?
But you know, like, so what if weed is my personality?
I talked about her quite a few times a few months ago, and it's definitely been a minute since the last time we've spoken about this highly respected individual. Now, in case you guys need to refresh your memory, long story short, because it's a long one, so I'm just giving you the fast facts, if you will. Kaceytron is currently getting sued by Ethan Klein from H Street for copyright infringement, which I and any rational person would be celebrating. Kaceytron is an extremely, how do I say this? Scummy. I think that's the correct word. She's an extremely scummy individual. She is one shady ass individual, and I don't care how many crocodile tears this woman cries. I am not believing her. All right, she is not to be trusted. And yet again, if you need more context, feel free to watch the other videos I've done on her. But today she decided to bless all of us individual slob tubers into giving us content, and for that I am very grateful, Kaceytron. So a few hours ago she posted this. I wanted to give you a personal update on how the lawsuit is affecting myself and my family. Here's a statement from my live stream. Now this is a long one. She did order a cappuccino, but this is nothing but lies, manipulation, and crocodile tears. So you guys, please feel bad for me. Please send me money. What is this thing with streamers and YouTubers getting way too comfortable with begging for money and providing nothing? Like, if you're providing content, at least, you know, hey, you're a good YouTuber, here's $2 or $3, $5, you know, whatever it might be. But Kaceytron, to be more specific, all this woman does, and I'm not lying, right? You could verify yourself. All this woman does is smoke weed and illegally streams music videos and movies and TV shows. I forgot to say TV shows. And sometimes she's not even there reacting to the content. She legitimately leaves the room, lets the movie, the show, the video play for 5 to 10 minutes, then comes back and continues to smoke weed. She deserved to get sued because she's been stealing content for years. And on top of that, she's a very shitty person, but we're not here to talk about that yet. Before we get into the crocodile tears, make sure you drop a fat juicy like under this video. It helps out big time. And make sure you're subscribed with notifications on. Bangers all the time. I might have to return to daily uploads if people's stupidity continues. But let's just get right into it. Make sure you have your tissues ready, because this is an emotional one. I might have cried once or twice watching this video. Low-key sadder than the movie Grave of Fireflies.
So first of all, my intention of this statement is not to blame Ethan Klein or accuse him of malicious conduct, so please refrain from making any hateful posts about him. If he believes he has a copyright claim, he is entitled to pursue it. My intention is to shed some light on the financial strain this is causing me and my family, and also why I made a settlement offer to Ethan. So when this lawsuit began, it was unclear how myself and my family were going to survive this. It is only due to the unbelievable generosity of others that I have been able to afford the devastating financial effects of this lawsuit. I will forever be grateful for the kindness and support that I've received during this dark time in my life.
Before we get into the crocodile tears from Kaceytron herself, there's only one clip that is coming to mind as I'm watching this.
Clap if you care. Clap if you care.
Anyways, back to the crocodile tears. Womp womp, guys. I made a mistake and I'm getting called out for that? What? Since when do actions have consequences? Holy shit, is this a new concept? If you're Kaceytron, yes, this is a brand new concept for you.
We have raised just over $49,000 on my GoFundMe.
Scam.
I have also contributed another $5,000 from various marathons and fundraising, bringing the total up to $54,000. All of these funds were deposited into a separate bank account that I opened exclusively for legal expenses. None of these funds have been used for any personal expense. They have been used exclusively for my legal fees. These funds are not going to last much longer, given the needs of the litigation and the work that is being done to defend against Ethan Klein's lawsuit. In September, I made a settlement offer to Ethan for $17,500. This offer was publicly revealed by Ethan to his Instagram followers. This settlement offer that I made was in no way, shape, or form an attempt to make a payday. It was because the looming threat of financial ruin is a stress that I would not wish on to anyone.
Now, don't get it twisted. Just because I'm making fun of her or iDubbbz doesn't mean like I'm laughing at homeless people. Like, haha, you're homeless. Believe it or not, I do have a little bit of empathy left, which I know is a crazy thing to say out loud, especially since I'm not 32 years old yet, but I do feel bad for the homeless people. I know, crazy statement. Extremely brave if you ask me. All right, here's the thing, right? If you were a normal person and you were getting sued for a complete BS reason, I would be on your side. I would feel bad for you. Hell, I might even help. I might throw $1 or $2 in there, right? But the thing here is that you are not deserving of the help. The fact that you've raised close to 50K is honestly a lot more than I thought you were gonna make. Let's just round it up. She said that she's raised 50K, which is a lot of money, right? I believe the average person in the US makes what, 27 to 33K? Correct me if I'm wrong. 50K is pretty generous. On top of that, just imagine the amount of money she's made being a Twitch streamer for over 10 years. It's like, if you're a Twitch streamer and you've been doing this shit for over 10 years, how do you not have at least a emergency fund? How do you not have 10K set aside for when shit hits the wall? Well, that's not the correct phrase. What the fuck? Yeah, cut that out. Like, this is the easiest, most privileged job anyone could have, yet you don't have money for a cloudy day, yet you continue to buy weed and Labubu's and flying. It's like, your priorities are all over the place, and it's no wonder you're a brokey, because you continue to spend a lot of money on weed. You continue to buy retarded stuff like Labubu's. We've talked about this here on the channel, guys. No wonder you're bleeding money. You're doing all of this shit when you don't have money, and then you're asking for money. It's like, no, you need to be better at finances, all right? And if you pay me $30 an hour, I'll be your finance guy. I'll give you a discount. Now, but in all seriousness, over 10 years of streaming, and she hasn't saved enough. I'm actually curious. I would like to know how much money she spent on weed over the last 10 years. I guarantee you she spent over 10,000, if not more, on weed alone. And that's not to shame anyone. Like, if you want to do that, go crazy. But at the same time, don't turn around and start begging for money. Go crazy. Do whatever substance you want to do, but then don't turn around and be like, guys, I need money. I need more money. It's like, no. Be smarter with your money and stop begging.
My mother, father, and sister all struggle with disability and housing instability. They are my family.
Clap if you care.
Okay, maybe that was a little me. Kind of felt bad for doing good.
Just this month, like many other low-income Americans, my mother and disabled sister had their food stamps taken away. Under the current political climate, the future of funding for other assistance is uncertain. I cannot afford to fail them. I simply want this nightmare to be over so that I can go back to providing my family with my full support. Ethan Klein is suing me for $150,000, which is the maximum damages for malicious copyright infringement. I believe it is highly unlikely that a court would find me liable for copyright infringement at all, and certainly not malicious copyright infringement. My offer was tied to the maximum damages for normal copyright infringement, which has a maximum damage of $30,000. Considering it is unlikely there are any damages at all that I could have caused, even if I am found liable for copyright infringement, my offer of $17,500 felt very generous.
Honestly, and this is something that I've said previously, when you're getting sued for 150K, which is a lot of money, and you offer 17, that is insulting. All right, that's legitimately a slap on the face. I guarantee you that if you would have been like, yo, Ethan, I have 30,000. I mean, you have close to 50K, right? But let's say you want to keep an extra 10 to 12,000. Sure. I'm sure if you were like, Ethan, I'll give you 30,000. I'll give you 40,000. I guarantee you he would be like, yeah, sure. You're almost meeting me at the middle, so let's do it. But she doesn't. She got cocky. She got greedy. She was like, oh, I could offer 17 and I could keep the remaining 20, 30,000 and I'm good, right? If you really wanted to get this over with, you would have called Ethan or texted him before you burned that bridge, which once again, we've talked about this. If you would have been like, yo, Ethan, I have 30 to 35,000 for you. Here you go. Let's settle. I'm sure he would agree. And on top of that, you know what could have been extremely useful here if you apologized, if you said, I'm sorry, Ethan, here's 35,000, please don't ruin me financially. But these people love to play the victim. It's always everyone's fault except mine. And as a matter of fact, if you guys follow me on Twitter, which if you don't, make sure you follow me, because when I tweet, it do be funny. Okay, that sounded so cringy. When I say that, just zoom out of the video game or profile picture or whatever it might be. And I responded to Kaceytron directly. I said, me trying not to laugh. And yeah, this was legitimately my real-time reaction watching this video. You know, I don't want to laugh because I don't want people to be like, you are a piece of shit. You're a bully. You're laughing at homelessness and at women. Are you an incel? Yada, yada, yada. So this is me holding back my laughter.
My offer of $17,500 felt very generous. For me, that is a lot of money, and it would have come directly from my own pocket. On this note, I want to clarify that any donations that I have received are being used for my legal defense costs against Ethan, nothing else. These funds will not be a part of any settlement offer. In the event that we were to settle, I will take responsibility for any settlement, and any remaining funds would go towards the remaining parties that are also being sued by Ethan. I have no intention to keep any money from this fundraising for any personal use whatsoever. If we are unable to reach a settlement soon, this could stretch all the way to December of next year and cost me hundreds of thousands of dollars in lawyers' fees through the end of the trial. To be clear, I don't make anywhere near this kind of money. Like most Americans, I live paycheck to paycheck. I do not have any personal savings. Over the years, I've been stretched very thin because I help support multiple family members. I want to make it clear to Ethan, I will gladly set aside my ego and do whatever is necessary and consistent with my principles to resolve this matter and get back to what matters most to me, helping my family in this devastating financial climate.
You know what? I started to feel just a little bad for her. I gotta admit, you guys are my amigos and amigas. And I did start to feel a little sad. I was like, man, this sucks. But then I thought, wait a second. If you really cared and you were to start budgeting, you would stop spending your money on useless shit like weed, for example, or alcohol, because this girl loves to get high and drunk and steal content. So you know how much money you could be saving per month if you cut that off completely, and junk food and a lot of other stuff, right? It's like, if you truly cared, you would go into survival mode and well, stop doing all of your substances. It could get pricey, especially if you start consuming a shit ton like she does. So that is why I have a hard time feeling bad for her. Yeah, you know what? I'm being completely fucked over by Ethan Klein. He is a Jewish millionaire. He's coming after the little guys. Like, you didn't completely slandered and lied about him when it was the convenient and the trendy thing to do, but then when karma caught up to you, now that's too far. But you can do it to other people. It's like so performative, and I do not feel bad, like, at all. Like, sure, if someone saw this with no context, yeah, it looks bad. It looks like this multi-millionaire, multi-sub YouTuber is bullying this small streamer. She's not even a small streamer. She's just irrelevant, but she does have hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitch. If you see this with no context, you're like, poor little thing. Ethan is a disgusting individual. What the fuck is wrong with them? Bullying smaller creators. But if you've been watching the Sense YouTube channel, you would be caught up to date with all the BS she's done. And no, she is not a good person, like, at all. I am not falling for this. I'm not falling for this bait. I'm not falling for this sad story of...
I feel deeply guilty even asking for community funding during such difficult times, because I realize I'm asking for help from people who are also facing financial hardships. Since this lawsuit was announced, it has resulted in a barrage of hate and harassment that has been incredibly mentally taxing. Every day across all of my social media, I am relentlessly reminded that my life could be ruined, that myself and my family could wind up living on the streets, that Ethan is going to foreclose on my home. All realities that feel very real to me right now, and all being used by hateful onlookers to push me into killing myself.
Okay. You completely lost me at. These people want me to kill myself. I guarantee you, no one wants you dead. It's not that deep. No one wants iDubbbz, Anissa, Jamha dead. No one wants Kaceytron dead. This is such an overreaction and just lying for no reason. Guys, I've made content for 6 years, and I got a hate comment yesterday that said, Oscar, you should kill yourself. And that means that everyone wants me dead. No, it does not. I guarantee you, no one wants you dead. And if anyone does want you dead, they're fucking retards, and no one condones that. All right, that's too far. Death threats are like, are you like 5? Chill out, little bro. No situation, unless they're a pedophile, no situation is that deep. Guys, they want me dead. They want me crucified. No, we don't. And who is we?
The thought of dealing with the constant doxing, threats to my life, and harassment for another year is extremely dark. This treatment wears on a person, and it has left me feeling extremely drained, isolated, and depressed. Moving forward, I'll continue to provide any updates on any future developments. It may end up being a long road, and I'm going to be working hard to keep up with the legal fees every month for as long as is necessary if this litigation is not settled soon. I've changed my GoFundMe goal to better reflect the cost of this sort of litigation. Again, these funds are exclusively for my lawyer fees. This is not money that will go towards any sort of settlement or to any of my personal expenses.
Okay, before she continues yapping, because we still got about a minute, 2 minutes left, I want to see what the goal for the GoFundMe is. Let's see, it's loading. 250? What? $250,000. Oh, nah, sister. Sister, you're dead. You're actually cooked. Is it really this easy to get money from people? I'm just gonna start a GoFundMe so I could have unlimited tacos for the rest of my life. And the goal is gonna be, I don't know, 300,000 USD, because sometimes I want ramen, sometimes I want Taco Bell, right? Make sure you follow me on Twitter and IG so you know when I'm dropping my GoFundMe so I could have unlimited food for the rest of my life, because somehow she's raised 55,000. Are you kidding me? What? Yo, who the fuck donated 1,000? I guess it really is this easy to get money. I'm clearly doing something wrong. I'm in the wrong career. I should be in the begging career. Maybe that could work out.
Please consider donating or even signing up for a monthly donation. Check out any of my links below. You can also support by tuning into any of my live streams and social media. Even just some positivity in the sea of negativity means everything right now. Thank you all so much for listening to my side of the story. And again, thank you all for the love and support.
All right, that's enough. We do not care. We do not care. Let's see if she got love and support in the comments below. 7 minutes? I am watching all of that. 7 minutes? I am watching all of that. Good luck or whatever, though, I guess. I'll take it. Thanks. Oh no, the streamers that I constantly talk shit about unprompted just so I could get my virtual points up with my audience don't care that I'm facing consequences. I'm not reading that shit. Too long, don't care. And of course, my reply. If you're watching this video, make sure you go to my Twitter, which is this one right here. Make sure you follow me on here and like it, because this is the best response of all time. I think at this point I've made like 3 videos in a row of homelessness. Never forget when she acted tough, guys. Remember this tweet? And now look at her. Have you tried saying sorry? No, she hasn't, like, at all. Nah, get fucked, femcel. Someone just posted this, working at McDonald's. It's like, there's nothing wrong with working any job, and there's nothing wrong with being a Twitch streamer or a YouTuber that now has to get a real job. There's nothing wrong with that, and I've said this for years. I'm never gonna shame someone for working a regular job after they've fallen off, or maybe they haven't fallen off, they just want to get extra money. Who doesn't like extra money? I do, you do, we all love extra money. So I'm not gonna shame anyone for having an online career, and, you know, now a few years later, they need to go to Burger King or whatever the fuck. I'm not here to shame that, but that's more respectful than having to beg for money. Of course, there's exceptions like medical bills, accident bills. I think that's completely fine, but when you're just begging for money for the sake of begging for money, that's when I'm like, you're a fucking loser and you deserve to be made fun of. Especially when you're a functioning human being and there's nothing stopping you from working more, whether that's a real job or online, to make more money, but you want the easy route. You want the, guys, I'm a victim, give me money. You don't want to work hard. You just want everything fucking handed to you. Once again, when you could do everything in your power to actually do something, but you refuse to because you're a lazy bum, all right? Never forget Mike from PA, the fucking cuck, dude. We stand with Kaceytron. Who is we? No, we're not. We're laughing at Kaceytron. We're not standing by her. Hell no. And of course, someone had to post a fucking bunny with the clock. Time is ticking. Tick, tick, tick. You could have apologized and it would have gone away. facts. Yeah, I don't care for Kaceytron. I don't feel bad for her. I don't care if she goes homeless. She did everything to deserve this, and I might have empathy in a few years. But until then, if you don't want to be sued, how about you start by not stealing content or being a piece of shit? That should be the start. I do not feel bad for Kaceytron, and I don't care. Yeah, there we go. Make sure you drop a like and subscribe to this channel instead, to the Sense YouTube channel. And if you appreciate the content, send me money so I could buy some food afterwards, all right? I'm craving some ramen, so if anyone could send me like between $10 to $300,000, that would be much appreciated, guys. Until then, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe, or I'm gonna go homeless too. Bye.